not limited only to this, that wants to validate these solutions in the metal additive manufacturing sector in the real field, let's say. So they would like to test it on the Integradde pilot lines and within the Integradde approach. Next slide. So again, with these three profiles, what could be the needs that they have that they can fulfill with these services that we are offering in the expression of interest? For example, for the complete newcomer, we are thinking that they can receive expert consultancy about these specific adoption issues that I was mentioning. For example, how much investment they could need, and the skills gap, problems with interoperability, and so on, so they can better identify the potential benefits and risks, and so on. In case of the experienced user, they could have access to the knowledge basis and the manufacturing approach that Integradde is developing, so they can assess the potential of these technologies for their production process. In case of the technology provider, these are companies that can provide its technology to be integrated within the pilot line. They can test it, validate it, and then can even be incorporated to the Integradde solutions portfolio and can be potentially prescribed by this network that the project is building to potential adopters or customers and be promoted through the project. Next slide. So regarding the host organization, I was talking about the members of the consortium previously, and I mentioned the network of open pilots, which is formed by these 4 RTOs and 1 SME. The 4 RTOs, as you can see here, have a different infrastructure and technological capabilities that can be more suitable depending on the applicant and what he intends to do with the service requested. And then you can check we don't go into details now here, but you can check in the guide for applicants. There is an annex where you can see in detail this technological infrastructure and capabilities from each of these host institutions. Next slide. So what are the benefits of the selected applicants? Well, as I have already mentioned, they will receive a service from one of these 3 top organizations. This service will be, let's say, tailored to their needs, the service that they can receive, and each one of them, it's valued in 20,000 euros. And they will see in the guide for applicants, you can see the 15 services that have been selected for this expression of interest, and you can choose in the application form which one you prefer, and then also prioritize the others just in case another winner with more punctuation gets that one. You can have a plan B, let's say. So these 15 services are mainly divided into categories: the support for process development, and then the use of state-of-the-art facilities from these RTOs for prototyping or small production runs. Next slide. Okay, here we have the matrix of these services. And here Sergio, which takes care of more the technical details, is going to explain us a little bit the details of these services. Please, Sergio.
Okay, thank you, Raquel. As you can see here in this slide, this is just a summary table or a service matrix that shows a global overview of the expression of interest that we are offering in Integradde project. It lets you know who is providing an implicit service, and in a nutshell, we offer a list of 15 different complementary services within the Integradde network that are made by these 5 institutions on the horizontal axis. At the first row, IMEN, West, CEA, MX3D, and Agripa Laser. On the other hand, on the vertical axis, there are 3 service categories: consultancy, process development, and trainings. First of all, I would like to emphasize that within the Integradde project, we develop additive manufacturing methods. So in terms of technology, we focus on DED, I mean, direct energy deposition additive manufacturing methods applied to metal components and only to metal components. This is important. Precisely, we focus on LMD1, I mean, laser metal deposition and wide arc additive manufacturing technology. So consultancy services, the second row, are for SMEs looking for increased specific expertise in this technological area. So, for instance, to assess the adoption of this direct energy deposition technology. The next row, the third one, is a series of these supportive services, from interoperability validation of external technology to feasibility manufacturing or entity assessment. The next one, the fourth row, is a relevant training in DD field. So among these institutions, on the top of the table, we offer a different and complementary skills and capability sets in terms of hardware, in terms of knowledge, capabilities, infrastructure, or facilities. Now I would like to briefly explain one by one to have the whole picture. In the first case, our case, IMEN, that we are from Spain, we have expertise, so we will provide services on LMD, laser metal deposition technology, in this case using powder as feedstock. The second one, University of West from Sweden, are very keen on or experts in welding related additive manufacturing methods, such as wide arc additive manufacturing. CEA is RTO located at France. They are world leaders, and they will provide NDT techniques on the field, such as X-ray tomography, experimental NDT evaluation. So you can know through these services what do you need or who is the best method to provide an inspection for a target component. So they are very focused on this inspection development. The next one, also, we have MX3D. It's, as Raquel has mentioned, it's an end user that is validating our technologies at industrial level, in this case. A Dutch partner, very important to highlight that this is a very disruptive SME, by the way. The services that they offer are more business-oriented. Actually, they are leading the industrialization of wide arc additive manufacturing work cells and process development using WAM at European level. And also, it has a lot of expertise in manufacturing medium or even large metal parts with one technology, for instance, in the civil construction sector. They also provide prototype printing services. So I think this is a very good SME, and the services are very interesting. Last but not least, Agripa Laser from Strasbourg, France. It's a well-recognized research center also. They are very keen on LMD technology, both with wire and powder as feedstock, and they cover robots and CNC machines. They offer consultancy in process development services, and they are able to provide also consultancy, feasibility studies, or this specific related training, or this to improve the capability sets, so to say, on LMD technology, which I think could be also very interesting. And they are able to provide all these, all these institutions, all these sets of capabilities are complementaries and are also further explained in the guide of applicants. In this case, breaking down by partner, or in this case by institution. So we encourage you to take a look in order to have a more detailed description of all these services, and also the capabilities of the different RTOs. Furthermore, we hope that this matrix or map of services, capabilities, expertise, and knowledge using this direct energy deposition technology in additive manufacturing will fit your interest. And actually, if this is the case, we encourage you to all viewers to apply and approach to Integradde project and to apply to this expression of interest. I would like to finish with a quote, in this case from Steve Jobs, that says something like, "Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower." Therefore, we want to highlight that this is a great opportunity for SMEs or MidCaps to uptake the DED additive manufacturing technology. It could be a turning point or a disruptive point for improving your production strategy, or even to upgrade it to the next level. So we strongly encourage you to participate in this Integradde expression of interest. And I think that's all from my side. I hope it is a little bit more clear. Raquel?
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Sergio. Well, now let's go a little bit with the aspects related to the application itself, a little bit of practical information. For example, here we have the intended timeline for this program. We are now in the last month for the application process. As I said, the last day of September at 5 in the afternoon Brussels time, the expression of interest closes. Then in October and November, the evaluation will take place, as well as the communication to the finalists, and then the signature of agreements with the winners. And then between December and February, the intention is to implement or deliver these services with the selected companies. Next slide. Okay, I think it's also important to have in mind how the evaluation works a little bit when you are writing your application, which, by the way, is very short. It's not a very long and complicated application. First, we have three steps. Once you submit, your applications go through the eligibility check, where we see if they comply with the main requirements, like they are an SME or MidCap registered in one of the eligible countries, which are the member states of the European Union and its overseas countries and territories, H2020 associated countries, and United Kingdom. Then we go to the second step, which is the evaluation of the of the projects that comply with the eligibility check by the evaluation committee. This evaluation committee will be composed by experts in the manufacturing field from the participating host organizations, and each proposal will be evaluated by 2 of these 5 experts. Sorry, 2 experts from out of these 5 organizations. And then you have to take into account what will be the let's say awarding criteria, right? Which is mainly what's the product idea, what is the description that you do of the product or the process that you want to implement, a little bit of your background and your ambition related to metal additive manufacturing, what are the envisaged results and the impact that this service could have. And then, for example, the objectives and the approach that the applicant has towards the Integradde project. Let's see how the challenges that you are facing are related to your project idea and so on. Then we will go to with this evaluation of all the applications. We will get a ranking list with the points that each evaluator assigns to each applicant. Then with this ranking list, we will go to a consensus meeting, okay, which will be formed by 1 expert from each participating host organization, and they will decide by consensus or a 2/3 majority the list of finalists. It's very important to take into account that the alignment with the Integradde goals and scope and also the impact, the possible impact of this service are really important in the final decision, but also the quality. Okay, the winners will be selected in terms of quality. There will be 5 beneficiaries selected. If these 5 meet the quality requirements, if not, that there will be less selected projects. So it's important to take into account the fit and the quality. So next slide. Here you have a screenshot of how the application form looks, the 4 blocks that you have there, and the link on where to apply. It's very easy to find because if you go to the Integradde website, if you just Google Integradde, you will get it top result. You can go to the project website, and you have there on the top right corner expression of interest application. You press there and you get to the launching page of the expression of interest, where you have every document and contacts related to the expression of interest. For example, the application form, the guide for applicants that we are talking about, the help desk, our contacts, the recorded webinars, and everything. So remember, just go to the website of the project and you can check there EOI application, and you go right to all the information regarding this expression of interest. Next slide. So we recommend to read carefully the guide for applicants, and also to join the Integradde community, which is also linked on the website. Because in this Integradde community, you can chat with us, and you can get the latest updates and information about the application process. Or we normally, for example, if we get a question, we publish there the question and answer, so everyone can be updated on it, and so on. And we have there, in fact, a help desk that is always active for you to drop your question, and we will try to solve it as soon as possible. And I think next slide. Yes, now I think it's time for the questions from you. So please go ahead, and we will try to solve them. I don't know, Ines, if you have been gathering the questions.
Yeah, no, at the moment we don't have questions from the public.
Okay, so in the meantime, maybe I can go over the most common and most frequently asked questions that we had in the last weeks, so they can be solved for everyone. For example, one of the questions that we are getting a lot is that is if a single organization can submit several proposals. In this case, only one proposal per entity is admitted. If more than one application is identified, we will take into account for evaluation only the last one you have submitted. Another question that we are getting a lot is a group of organizations can submit one proposal. For this expression of interest, the plan is to get single applicants, not as consortia. Regarding, yes?
We don't have a question, sorry. We have a question from Jens, and it says like this: application process is for single entities, right? No international partners are needed?
No international partners are needed. Single organizations are the target applicants. Also, regarding the target applicants, the organizations that, as I said, the organizations that can apply are EU, SMEs, and MidCaps. If you have any question on, am I an SME? Am I a MidCap? What am I? You have a link in the guide for applicants where you can see the definitions that the European Commission has for these organizations. They are based on the headcount of employees and also on the turnover. For example, a MidCap can have up to 250 employees. Right? Then we had a question about the evaluation process because I think it was not clear for some applicants. And as I said, it has those 3 steps that I mentioned: the eligibility check, the individual evaluations, and the consensus meeting. And for each section, that they will be they be scoring in 5 points per section of the application form, and the threshold is 3 for each one, with a minimum total of 10 points. This is explained in the guide for applicants very well, so I think it's easier to read it there in the context of the whole process. But yeah, in case of ties, we will prioritize the SMEs over the MidCaps, the product score, then the impact score, and last the approach. So I don't know if we have any other questions.
No, we don't have. No.
Okay. One potential applicant asked previously, what would we say that are the key pillars to build a successful application? And in this case, we are looking for the best fit for the Integradde project, the alignment with the goals, with the scope, and the ability to achieve the highest impact possible. Okay. Also, just one more comment on my side. Please, if you have any questions, if you have doubts on, could I be a potential applicant for this? I have questions, I have doubts, please contact us. We can set a call. We will try to solve these questions. And we encourage you to apply, because it's, as I said, a very short application process, and the services are of high quality. So we expect your applications. Sergio, would you like to add anything to this?
Yeah, as a kind of wrap up that you have said, I think it's very important to highlight that the application should be aligned with Integradde objectives, that is to open additive manufacturing process based on these DED technologies, these direct energy deposition technologies, LMD1. Also, please keep in mind that all these services are metal-based technology, so we need a metal component or a target metal component to be manufactured, to be processed, and so on, or even printing the prototype or whatever. Also very important, it will be applied to any sector, at least in principle. We have a very close deadline at the end of this month, September, to receive your application forms. As Raquel emphasized, you can apply to this set of services, but it must be an individual company, and you have to choose one service per company. Only one is allowed. So choose one of these 15 services. And for further information, follow up the guide of applicants and the useful tips provided by Raquel as well. And I think from my side is also, so thank you all of you for attending, for your time and attention, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you. We have two more questions that just jumped in now. So one is from Geert Smelters. Sorry for the pronunciation. So the question is, do technology providers qualify for this call? We are an AI software company that develops products for additive manufacturing processes and parameter development.
I can answer, and then if Raquel wants to add something, a technology provider could be, for instance, validate these new solutions within the digital thread that we are building in this integrated project. Of course, it has to be covering the additive manufacturing technology, but yes, you can apply.
Yes, it's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Actually, it's one of the three profiles that we have envisioned that we will have in this special form.
And the next question, Guthrie, is from Jens and says, will solutions with metal fused filament fabrication also be funded?
I'm not sure. I have to check with another colleague. If you don't mind, please send an email to the
yeah, yes, please send an email, and we will analyze the specific case.
Yeah, and then we try to answer as soon as possible. Okay.
So those are all the questions. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for participating, and let's be in touch. Join the community and apply.
That's it. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.